6. Command Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Testing. Are we back? Jeez. Be freaking kidding me, man. I can't stand Windows. I hate Windows. Windows just needs to go away. Alright. We're back now. Windows update, man. I booted my PC, had a Windows update, and yeah, so of course it screws everything up. I just muted. Everything was perfectly fine. I didn't change a thing. All I had to do was restart OBS again. A little quiet. I had it fast boosted to like 11 yesterday. Now it's going to be too quiet probably. So I hate Windows. Windows is awful, but we're going to make the best of it. Title listen to this song. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Not the way I wanted to start this stream. But here we are. Welcome in. Hopefully you can hear me now. I should be working. It shows that it's working now. I really have no idea why that happens with streaming software. Literally nothing. Change nothing. Just a Windows update, and it completely destroys my streaming software audio settings. Still 50% low audio. It should be up now. I mean, it's as high as I can get it now. So, yeah, we're sitting on the ground in Minneapolis, St. Paul. So, that's about as high as the mic can go today. I don't know why. It's AMD problems, man. AMD. Aaron, I didn't even update it, man. I've been postponing the update forever, and it just, when I booted my PC, it didn't even give me a choice. It just looped into the update mode. So, which is so weird because this mic setup with AMD, like some days we have, like yesterday, our mic was out to the maximum. I had to turn it way down. Now today I've got everything on maximum, and it's still probably not as close as it probably could go up a little bit more, but I literally cannot turn up the mic any more than it is. So anyway, the furthest I got was 44%. Lucas, I'm sick of this POS. Hey, man, we've all been frustrated. We've had our frustrations. We're back in 2024, though, and we're going to give it one shot today, chat. One shot. I already, I was setting up this airplane. I did all my views and everything, and I get everything good to go, and then there was a WASM crash. Nothing worked in the airplane. So if that happens, I will Alt F4 and just call it quits because I want this sim to work, but man, I can't even call it a sim. This is a game. This is a game that I want to turn into a sim. So we're going to start here with the game mode of walk around and pull the covers off, and then we're just going to check out and see how this airplane flies. We did one test flight briefly yesterday in the madness of 10 hours, so thank you for all that participated in that 10-hour long haul stream. Wasn't even really a long haul, just craziness. Was a lot of fun. And this airplane actually felt pretty dang good. So I have high hopes for the airplane. So we'll see what happens, but we're not gonna, like I said, it's got one shot because I already had one shot and it already crashed out on me. That's it. If it WASM crashes, we have to Alt F4. We might try the King Air, and then that'll be it for the day. So I want the sim to be good, but it's going to take some time. You know, this reminds me of when we first had 2020. I didn't fly it for almost a year. I've got a feeling that that's pretty much what's going to happen with 2024. You know, this sim needs to be brought up to snuff. So until then, let's go ahead and let's do something that no airline pilot has ever done. We'll walk around. We'll pull engine covers off our Rolls-Royce Trent 700. I couldn't find my community folder because apparently it's in the why is my sim lagging now? Shift C. Let me go back in the cockpit. Why are we? You got to be kidding me. Why is the performance dead? I mean, it was completely fine. I've been sitting here all morning. The sim was perfectly fine, and now performance has just left the building. I had the same lag. You need to restart. Are you kidding me? Tom H, thanks for the $5 super chat. It's gonna be a game until the sim stuff are implemented over the course of the next 2 years. Tom, thanks for the $5 super chat, man. I agree with you, dude. I agree with you, man. All right, one reset. We'll end. I mean, I'm gonna end the flight and restart the flight. I haven't done anything. We'll go to the cloud. This is strike 2. This is it. No more strikes. Anything happens, I'm Alt F4ing everything. We'll try again. We're going to do one more time. Like I said, my community folder installed on the wrong drive, and I haven't moved it yet, so I didn't have the proper liveries installed. So that's why we're in the default house. But that's okay. I don't want to fly the Delta livery anyway. I think it's one of the lamest 330 liveries out there. There's some really cool ones. We need some U.S. Airways liveries on the 330 is what we need. Do I have ultra high textures? I can't even remember, man. It doesn't matter. My sim works beautifully sometimes, and then sometimes it just does this right here where nothing happens. And so it's not a settings issue. It's a sim issue, because I can do 3 or 4 flights with 80 FPS, not a single hiccup, and then one flight it's complete trash. That's not a settings issue. That's a sim issue. So I don't know what's happening here. We can't load in now. Are we loading into the world? I'm not sure what we're doing. Microsoft keeps restarting servers. I wonder if that has something to do it. To calm your nerves, do a Phoenix flight. The sim is not ready. No, it's definitely not ready, Johan. Definitely not ready. None of the liveries are working for you. Marquez, I would imagine it's because it's what's happening is when you use the INI manager, if you've been using it before, it's installing those liveries to your default 2020 community location. So you need to redirect it to the 2024 community location, which apparently if I installed through the Xbox app, I don't recall ever being asked where to install the community folder, but it's on my C drive, app data, which is now locking up my C drive, so I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, so now all our weather went away. That's interesting. Did the servers just go down or something? Like, why is... I mean, it's basically a snowstorm in Minneapolis right now. What's going on? Let's go live. There we go. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. Pull chocks. Pull cones. I don't want to do any of this. This is all nonsense. This needs to be a patch where you don't have to do walk around. Walk around is cool the first time you do it, and after that, it needs to be disabled permanently. So, enough walking around. Let's finally get into the airplane and fly this like a proper Airbus. We have proper bindings. We have proper views. The modeling looks pretty dang good, I will admit. The modeling is really nicely done here on this 330. I'm actually very excited that we have a 330 now in the sim, a classic. That's not a Neo. We've been needing one for a very long time. And any builds definitely knocked the model out of the park. I think it looks really good. Textures are really good. I haven't heard any sounds because the last time I tried to fly it, the sounds got lost in the cloud. So hopefully we'll have sounds on this one. Well, let's fire it up. We're going Minneapolis to Detroit, Michigan, home of the Motor City Dan Campbell Lions. And let's have ourselves a flight. Eduardo, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. I've been having a lot of trouble saving cockpit cabin cams, like my 330 save cams transfer over the 172. Any ideas? Ooh. No idea, man. Sorry. No idea. I've had my own share of issues. Oh, I went right to external. I should have went batteries first. That's okay. We'll get all our batteries, 1, 2, and the APU battery on. We'll go crew supply oxygen on. Ground control, we'll turn that on so we can record our CVR. The CVR can record our communication here of us rage quitting about the sim. We'll put our ADIRs into a line, 1, 2, and 3 on bat. That looks good. I'm going to juice up some interior lights, storm light. I guess the dome light's not working. Okay, dome light doesn't work. That's fine. Let's put our nav into position 1. We'll put our no smoking auto, arm the emergency exit lights. We'll move our way up the overhead here. We've got a lot of fuel tanks. We'll leave those off. We'll do a fire test. Beautiful. We'll do an APU fire test. Beautiful. Work down the panel here. Everything looks good. No white lights. We got data and VHF3. I'm not sure if they do this PA out for the CVR. I have no idea if that works in the 330. So I fly the narrow body version of this airplane in real life. So I'm just going to kind of fly it like that. Probably bite me, but we should be able to get from A to B safely. Lucas says we need an option to send the FOO. Yes, that would be actually a good option. Send the FO to go do the walk around, Lucas. That would be a good idea. That would be a good idea indeed. All right, so we're going to come here. We're going to download from SimBrief. There is our flight plan. Beautiful. We're going to come over here to payload. We're going to download you from SimBrief. That's beautiful. We're going to apply and load. We'll do an instant load because I don't want to spend any more time here on the ground. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and get our McDo loaded up. The McDo looks different. I don't know if that's a FMS or... I don't know if it's just because it's a 330. It looks slightly different. The text looks different to me. Maybe it's just 330. I'm unfamiliar. But here we go. We've got our database. We are current. Let's go initialize this aircraft. Now, can I pull it? This is actually a test. Oh, yeah, cool. We can pull it. MSP to Detroit. We've got our Cleveland. We're operating as Delta 357, cost index of 22. I can tell you right now we're not going to do that. We're going to do 55 at least. All right. That looks good there. Let's do our flight plan MSP departure. Now, can I actually like this. METAR environment KMSP. I like this better than the other. I just wanted to get the METAR. Winds are 11 knots at 270. So yeah, we'll blast off 30 left then. All right, we'll blast off 30 left, and we are taking off on the Colt 7 departure out to DLL insert. Going into Detroit, we're going to plan the 22 left a Zulu localizer, or excuse me, 22 right a Zulu localizer, and that is the Rocket City 2 off of Porzel transition. Approach via, we'll leave it blank for now. We'll insert that. Our flight plan is in there. We got one disco. We got a double DLL. That shouldn't happen, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right. So our flight plan is loaded there. Pretty simple. We'll go secondary. We'll initialize this here. This is an emergency thing that we do in the real airplane. We'll put up the destination as our, or we'll put up our departure as our destination here if we need to come back to MSP. But all we care about is coming right back to MSP. So I'll pick 30 left. ILS will insert you, secondary perf data. All we care about is approach data. I'll put 200 in the radio if it works. Cool. We'll zero the winds out. I know they're out of the west. Temperature off the ECAM. We don't have a temperature off the ECAM yet. I wonder if that's, why are we X'd out there? It's kind of strange. Is that right? Still no temperature off the ECAM? All right, we'll guess it's cold. It's probably, what, 1 degree? That works for me. Magic Barrel ref is 1005. Put that in freedom units. 2968. We got low pressure out here in Minneapolis today. So that's our secondary. All set up. RadNav. We'll put the departure in here. KMSP. Just give us a quick and dirty. Perf data. We'll leave it right there. Actually, we'll move it to the init B page first. We'll do that. Init B page is up. And I'm going to put UNVOR mode, flight director on. Let's get the APU warmed up. We've got about 3 minutes till alignment anyway. Steven, thanks for the $5 super chat. I see you're a real life pilot. I'm trying to do flight school, but it's so flipping expensive. Steven, my man, I know, dude. Tell me about it. I didn't pay off flight school loans until I was almost 30 years old, man. So, yeah, it's an expensive one. It's an expensive one. I don't know where you're getting flight training at, but if you're in the States, I'd try getting in one of those programs now. You know, like there's those lift academies, United Aviates Academy, some type of a career track program that guarantees you a pathway after. That would be my recommendation. All right. I have it says Emer Elect Power arm. Electric external power. Oh, I guess. Oh, I guess it tells you when you're connected like that. That's cool. All right, let's spool up the APU. We'll take a listen out here at our Hotel Minneapolis. Flight beam MSP looks great in the new sim. Hoping most 2020 scenery drops in like that. It's danger. You dropped over your flight beam MSP. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably set up add-on linker for this if I can figure out how to move my community folder. That's a question. Can I move my community folder now that even though it's already installed? It's completely empty. I don't have anything in it yet. I see they made default terminals worse. Yes, absolutely, Team Vodka. Did you expect any difference? Did I pick many donuts? No, did not. I can show you how without the linker thing. All right, I'll try it, Team Vodka. I just don't understand why, like, I guess maybe I didn't see it, but when I installed it through the Xbox app, like, it didn't ask me that I recall. Did it ask at some point, or did it just install it? How do you manage to get the sim working? Barely, Pizza Monster, barely. It's working right now. I love when you switch views, you got to load in your airplane again. So ridiculous. All right, we got 1 minute till alignment. We'll take a look at the APU. It looks like it just came on bus. We'll start the chrono before we can start the bleeds. Since the load has already been applied, we will go ahead and do that. 330. Hey, look at that. 330.3, 25.4. We got 2 hours, 27 minutes of extra gas. That looks good. We'll go perf speeds. Please use the Lido charts on this flight. McKellen, do you want me to have like a freaking concussion after this stream? I don't even know where the Lido charts are. Where do you find Lido charts? I didn't even know that was an option. In the EFB? I'm seeing it. Let's see, home. Oh, the Microsoft EFB? Nah, nobody needs to use Lido charts. Nobody got time for that. Alright, APU is up and running. We'll disconnect from the external power. We've got all of our fuel on board. We'll get our 9 fuel pumps on. With that all completed, we are aligned. Let's set ourselves a top altitude. We got no ATC on today, so we'll just go ahead and set... What did we file? I forget. We filed 390. We are a pretty light A330 today, so 390 is set. I'm going to reset these flight directors because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm going to make sure my init B, that's done. Okay, so I should be able to go FD1. There we go. We're climb nav. FD2. That looks beautiful. You want climb nav here. You don't want vertical speed 0. Right there. We got about 3 minutes. We'll get the APU bleed on. With the APU bleed on, the fueling's complete. Seatbelt sign will come on. Beacon light will come on. And now we stand by and prepare ourselves to attempt to do a pushback here. Let's go ahead and run some data. Now, one other thing I've noticed, I don't know if this is only happening to me, but when I try to do click and drag or move the mouse, like move my view around, it's super sensitive, way more sensitive than 2020. So like I shoot my view past where I'm looking. Is that a setting somewhere I can adjust? Because it's pretty crazy. At 1C, shouldn't you keep the probe and window heaters on? No, they should be automatic unless it's different in the 330. I'm pretty sure it's auto, just like the 320 series. So I'm pretty sure that's all automatic. We'll go ahead and disconnect the GPU. And before we do that, let's calculate our takeoff. We're going to select 30 left for departure. We'll sync the weather. We'll calculate the V-speeds. Force Toga. Oh yeah, let's recalculate. All right, we got Toga 4557. We'll send those to the FMS. This is kind of cool. I like how they're doing this. You have your speeds here, 45, 47, 58. We'll go ahead and confirm. We're doing a flaps 1 up 0.5.2. Toga thrust in chat. All right. Mr. Rainbow, thank you so much for a $5 super chat. How you doing this morning? Today I opened the game and reopened it again. I noticed some of my stuff was actually downloaded in the game. Very cool. Well, at least we're going in the right direction, right, Mr. Coffee? Very cool. All right. Runway's wet, not dry. True, but I guarantee you it does absolutely nothing in the sim. But we'll do it just for Gus here. We'll go wet, and we should have engine and IS on too after engine start. There you go, Gus. Happy? Our second segment climb, 39. We'll reconfirm. We have a quicker V1 because it is wet. All right. LRN1 is working. What's LRN1? How is performance? Arc, it's hit or miss, man. Like, when we first loaded in, my performance was awful. And then we had to restart the flight, and performance is great. So it's hit or miss for me. Hit or miss. But let's all hold on to our breath because we're going to attempt a pushback. So let's do a before start checklist. I don't believe I can arm the doors, right? So they're all closed. I don't believe I armed them. But let's go ahead and toggle jetway, catering, luggage. We don't want any of that. We're all disconnected. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and pushback is started. Windows, doors, and slides closed, not R. Beacon is on. Thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is on. Force start checklist is complete. You'll see that I am rocking our Moza side stick with the 330 profile that I have in the Discord. And we've got our Throttletek up and running. I have not been able to bind the start switches yet. I can bind this to ignition start, but I can't bind the actual start over switches. I think I have to look up what the bindings were in 2020 and then bring it over to 2024 because I don't remember what they were. You may have to press chocks on the EFB even though you removed them in pre-flight. I had to do that earlier. Okay, Notar says we might have to press chocks again. Alright, so the aircraft is locked in. We should be ready to go. I don't see any chocks out there. So I'm going to release the brakes. Hey, we're moving. We're moving. Why are we going that direction? We're going to go right out here. This is 30 left, isn't it? It's engine master 1 and 2 and fuel valve 1, 2. All right, thanks, Steam Vodka. I will have to double. I don't have those bound. I'll bind those up after. I'm not doing any more bindings on this stream if we can help it. We're trying to do a pseudo, semi-professional style Airbus stream today here. So what liveries are compatible? We'll see. They're in the INI manager. I think there's 4 of them. There's 2 Delta liveries, 2 Air Fungus, and DHL Cargo, I believe. But you have to set it to go to the right community folder. I installed mine apparently into my 2020 community folder, which was not a good idea. We'll just go ahead and stop here. I think we should be able to turn out from here. I see we have nice taxi lights all over the ramp, so that'll be fun. Let's go ahead and stop the pushback. Stop the pushback. Thank you. Cockpit to ground. Brakes set. Brakes are set. Cleared disconnect. Show me the pin out front. Frames are dropping wonderfully. Okay. Let's go ignition mode to ignition start. We're at idle. You can see our bleed pressure is building up. And I will move this to on. Starting 1. Engine start sounds are downloading from the cloud.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Morning, Captain. Sorry, I'm late. Had to grab my latte and run down the jetway. Where are we going, by the way? Lol.
Callie Simmer, good morning to you, ma'am. Thank you for that $5 bank angle check. Good thing you got that latte because it's pretty chilly out here. We're going MSP over to Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan. Thank you, Callie Simmer. Appreciate that. Migs, thank you so much for a 2 Canadian man. Second on the 45K. Congrats. Yes, thank you to all who have subbed to the channel. I know yesterday was pretty wild. It was a wild day of streaming, a lot of subs, a lot of new members. You guys were all fantastic. Thank you for hanging out yesterday. We had a lot of fun. Mr. Martini, yeah, no route yet. We're not on any network. I don't believe, is vPilot even functional yet with 2024? I'm not sure. I think it started. I think that's stable. Okay, let's go ahead and start engine 2. So again, I don't have this bound, but I have it set to like a fuel switch. I want to make sure I turn that on. Since we can't hear anything, we'll go ahead and just watch the engine startup sequence here. We got N3, which is pretty cool. These old Rolls Royces. You got N1, N3, and EPR. Pretty sweet. Thank you, Mr. Saturday. Appreciate you. vPilot will be ready in a day or 2. All right. Will you still fly the Fenix in 2020? Absolutely, Fly Coco. Absolutely. Chicagoland, I'm not sure. I can hear them, but they're very faint. There's no sound. Is there a sound setting in here? See how when I do that with my mouse, it's got to be a sim setting. Maybe I can change. Let's go options. No audio here. Panel states, dashboard, nothing that I know in the 330 or the A300 rather, we had sound sliders. I don't think there's any sound sliders in here, right? Not missing anything. Those are just panel states. We'll leave it on this here. All right, we got 2 good starts. I'm going to move this back to normal. I have to set that binding to bring this off because it also gives me an issue. Here's another thing that I noticed. Okay, it's going to work now. Cool. All right, so spoilers are armed. What is our flap setting for departure? Flaps 1. I'm not even sure what flaps 1 looks like on the 330. Let's find out together. Very nice. Classy Traveler, thank you for the $25 super chat. Classy Traveler, thank you so much for first super chat here. This is the season for pumpkin spice lattes now that the temps have gone down. Absolutely. Pumpkin spice lattes all the way around, Classy Traveler. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Oh, I went inside the window there. I didn't want to go inside. I want to go outside. So outside a window, inside a window. I think it'll look even better when we get up above and there's clouds. Yeah, I don't know why the sounds are so faint. But we're there. Weather radar's on the ground. Let's turn that off, actually. Put
It's
PWS
free
in the
look
auto.
speed / momentum.
Oh, free speed, look, momentum. Thank you, Captain Eddie. Appreciate you. I'll have to adjust that. Let's do a quick flight control check while we're sitting here. Full up. It does do auto trim, which is cool. Full down, neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left, full right. My rudder looks pretty sensitive on my settings. I might have to adjust that. That's something else I noticed in the settings. Again, I don't want to get in the settings menu right now. But when you go to adjust the axis curve in your settings, I don't see the peripheral, like I don't see it moving in real time. It's almost like you have to guess. I don't know if that's something on my hardware side, but you know, like you can see your hardware moving through the curve range. I can't see it moving. It's kind of weird. Let's go auto brakes max. Takeoff config is checked. Normal. I guess we'll wait on the cabin. We'll give them a forward call. It's a short taxi out. We'll go ahead and turn the APU off. We'll get engine anti-ice 1 and 2. Those are coming on. Engine anti-ice 1 and 2. You can hear the engines actually spool up a little bit. EGT's gone up a little bit. That's pretty good. That's good modeling right there. I do have the sounds pretty much all the way up. Actually, they're at 100% right now, so sounds are up 100%. I can't adjust it from there. So let's go ahead and taxi out 30 left. Taxi lights coming on. Brakes released. Now let's make sure hopefully our tiller's working. Yes, indeed. All right. Okay, it's not working. Not working. So I had this issue before where the tiller turns the nose wheel, but it doesn't actually adjust the steering of the aircraft. So we're going to change the setting back to rudder controls tiller. Yes, because without that, I'm not able to turn the airplane. Even though the tiller is turning the nose wheel, see that? The aircraft would not turn with the tiller, unfortunately. So hopefully that'll be fixed in the future. I don't know how anybody taxied to the runway in beta testing with no nose wheel steering. Well, I guess nobody really uses tillers. I guess throw me in the niche category. Where's Turk at when you need him to make fun of my niche hardware? Flight production, sim bug. They said the patch will fix it. Okay, cool. Yeah, you know what? Now that you say sim bug, I can see that because I remember it also happened to me in the SOP. I was messing with the SOP and I had the same issue. So B1 with MS-24. There's basically no GSX now. I don't know. Swim and climb. I think somebody said that you can use GSX now, but I haven't messed with it. Have not. Okay, so the Axis command is broken, says FS Flight. All right, good deal. Well, that's good to know. At least they are aware of it, so hopefully Microsoft will get on and fix that. GSX already updated? Well, I'm not. GSX is dead to me, so we're not gonna do any GSXing out of here. Pretty crummy day in MSP. Love those spoilers out there. I mean, it's unfortunate that it doesn't work, because this is one of the things I really truly believe I can feel a difference between the two sims is the ground handling. I feel like these airplanes, even the light GA stuff that we messed with, the ground handling feels better than it does in 2020. Absolutely does. So I'm hoping we get a patch to that axis to really get a handle on how these planes taxi. Beautiful 330, man. I love the look of the 330. Beautiful model, man. Any build's not that out of the park with the model. I think the model's great. Gets me even more hyped for the 350. Where the heck is the community folder? McAllen, I found it just before I went live. It's in app data, users app data, local something packages, I think. I just did a Google search. Jeremy Harvey, what's up? For as much as we complain about X-Plane, X-Plane is a true sim. Yeah, that is correct, Jeremy. X-Plane is a true sim, albeit not next gen. Now, I will say, with as much stuff as we've had added to 2024 after 4 years of its existence, 2024 has inched much closer to simulator status. This, I feel like, as a base sim, if I were to rate, let's just rate both sims. So 2020, on the day it released, was like 50% game, 50% sim. In my opinion, 2024 on release, we're sitting at about 80% game, 20% sim. Now, I'm sure that'll change over the course of the next 4 years. Yeah, it's under Limitless. Yeah, I have that bound. So if I can bind, see, I can lock my, well, I can lock my rudders out. See, my rudders are locked out. So the pedal disconnect does work, which is pretty cool. Just the tiller doesn't. All right, let's go ahead and turn them on here. Lights are coming on. Strobe on. Boom, boom, boom. We finally got in, Lucas. Nice, dude. Thanks for that 2 hey ice, man. Enjoy the sim. Hopefully you can fly something nice. I'm really interested in the C90 King Air we got as well. Delta 1441, what's up, man? Seattle 120 at 3 4. Oh yeah, the winds that last night. We took off out of Arcata, which is just south of Seattle, and that was pretty wild, man. The winds, the turbulence, and our sob. I gotta say that the runway textures by default look really good. Yeah, it's that cyclone bomb, right? Probably overshot this turn here. A little bit. Fix it up here. Are the lights working better? What do you mean? I believe the lights are dimmed in the daytime, right? The runway lights are dimmed. All right, you guys ready? This is our first ever takeoff 330 proper status. If you're a member here, you know what we do. With those yogas in chat, spool them up 50. I guess I'll do it from outside view. Migs, thank you for the 6 Canadian. Would you say the transition from blowout ground handling is much more realistic? I need more practice, Migs. I need more practice to see. I haven't had enough time to really practice it out. Thank you, man. We'll try to get to the bottom of that today. Here we go. Yogas. It's alright. Seems like it's missing some bass, some bass. Alright, man, Toga SRS runway. Auto thrust is bleu. My rudder sensitivities are a little bit too sensitive. 100 knots, check. Auto rotation, V1. Positive rate, gear up. Navin. Let's get up to the command bars. Why are we navin? Should be heading on departure. We'll just fly 300. Fly with. Look how slow the gear retraction is on this thing. That's crazy to me. Alright, we'll lower the nose. Positive trend. Let's do a thrust reduction. Love that. Alright, let's go ahead and spin our heading bug around to the left here. Let's make it about a 180 on the heading for now. There's estimate. Let's go flap 0 after takeoff checklist. Slats are coming in. Looks like we had an auto retract. Just like the narrow body, they have got auto retract on the flaps. I like that wing flexing out there. That wing flex looks good. Alright, we have a clean wing. Let's go. Wing ice is on. I have my transponder in standby. Whoops. Keep coming around. 140. Crank the throttle from climb to idle and back a few times. It sounds a bit scootery. Scootery? Oh, Aaron, I don't want it. I don't want to find out. Don't ruin my immersion. I'll lower the PFD contrast here a little bit. Looks like we're kind of going through layers almost. I'll roll out on 140. We're hard IMC now. After takeoff checklist, and disarm those. Hand flies pretty good. From what I've been told, the 340 flies kind of like a box truck, right? Weather radar? Yeah, we can turn the weather radar on. I forgot. Go ahead and turn you on. We're going to have a breakout here or what? Oh yeah, here it comes. Look at those clouds. Nice. Much nicer. It's like 2024 or 2020 with Atmos. See how bright that is out there? That's good. That's a good representation. That's what we were chasing when we had Atmos on for a stream. Beautiful breakout there. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a direct. We'll go flight plan direct 2. Let's go lump free. Hit it. We are navin. Now, I've noticed this in a couple airplanes. It feels very, like, in some of this turbulence we get yaw-y. You know what I need to do? I need to turn the turbulence down. Let's figure that out. We're going to turn turbulence down. I think it's on realistic, and I never flew with turbulence on realistic because it's a little aggressive in the sim. We're out of 10,000. We'll get the rest of our lights here as we get on course. 120 mile an hour crosswind. I know. I can't believe I did that. I wanted to just put a few knots in there, and I just went way too far. Way too far. All right, we're pretty much on course. We'll clean the wing heat off. We'll turn you off. Wing. Turn off lights. That looks good. We'll do a call out of 10,000. We're looking good. More than 1,000 330s delivered, huh? Wow. Assistance, piloting, and turb. Thank you, Al Loper. Let's do that now. Yeah, you see how crazy it is? This reminds me of Black Hawk Down, where it's like, I got a slight vibration in the panels. You see his freaking ND going left to right. All right, that's the one settings menu we're going to jump into today. It's going assistance, piloting, and turbulence. Assistance, turbulence, yeah, no. Let's go ahead and turn you to low. Okay, resume. That's what happens when you measure a Cessna and then interpolate it sim-wide and say it's realistic. Very good point, yeah. I think V1 is officially the first person to get a plane over 10,000 feet. We had a couple successful flights. We had the MAX flight yesterday. We took the 321 LR, which I actually want to fly that one again too. Now that I'm starting to get a handle on the sim a little bit more. I still think the settings it's weird. Like, I like how snappy the settings configs are, but it's a learning curve. And I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but like I'll have a settings profile that I'm working on, then I go back to rebind something else, and then it asks me to save it as a new profile, or I'm like, no, I want to do the same profile. But that looks pretty decent right there. Are there sliders for realism like we have in 2020? I believe so. And under piloting, Magic Barrel Ref 2970. Nope, we need standard. So let's go ahead and pull standard. STDs are set 1, 2, and 3 times. That looks good. It's pretty much a straight line here, so we'll just lower the nose. Put her on the command bars. Hit AP1. We'll let that engine anti-ice work for a little bit longer here. It is Microsoft after all. Zach, unfortunately, I don't know. The 97% issue, from what, I mean, have you tried restarting? Alt F4 and just restart. That's what I would do. Randy, you can still use a Magic Barrel ref key. You have to put your keyboard settings to 2020. Are physics better than 2020? The jury's still out, Gorky. To be definitive and say physics are better, I need to do a handful of landings or traffic pattern circuits in varying wind conditions. You know, we can probably try this in the 321 just because that's my airplane in real life. That's my bird. I flew a 321 Neo just the other day, so we'll have to load up on and do some proper testing. There's something different. I will tell you that there is a difference. There is a difference between 1,000 feet and the ground in 2024 versus 2020. There is a difference. What that difference is, I haven't been able to put my finger on it yet. But I will say it feels better. I can definitely say that. How long was my last real flight? I was on 2.5 hours. Cancun back to Dallas, I think. Yeah, Cancun, Dallas. We did a turn. Probably we'll be able to feel the most different when we get the Fenix and PMDG. Right, Holden. That's the other thing. You know, I could sit here and say I'm a Airbus driver and the 330 is the same as the 320, which it's definitely not. So I can't really comment on the characteristics of this bird, but we can definitely fire up the 321, and we can do some light GA stuff, you know, like the King Air stuff. I've flown those. Colors above the clouds look spot on. I agree. This is the color. We'll go full screen cam here. Oops, sorry. This is the colors that I was chasing with Rex Atmos, all right, until it blue screened my sim. So these colors look great. This is, yes, I love it. I love this. Very, very nice. Aaron says, can you kick in full right rudder or full left rudder? Flight deck testing is much better in 2020 wing drop. Right now, I don't want to. I'm going to destabilize my whole flight. King Air is light GA. The C90 is, yeah. I'm sorry, it's not a Piper Cub with Tundra tires. '24 is undead. It never fully died. It got very close yesterday. They need to fix the camera system. The only thing I really wish is that we had a flyby camera. You know, are we leaking fuel or are those contrails? Okay, those are contrails. I thought we were leaking fuel for a second. I mean, that's a beautiful view right there. But I like the GoPro view. I forget what we were going to say. We were going to say something. Anyway, glider when? Not yet. What's your best? What's your What's your takes best possible X-plane 12? What? I don't know what you're trying to say there, Brady. Oh, I was talking about the cameras, flyby cameras. So I know Microsoft can do it. Do you guys remember from the beginning of, I want to say we even had it in like 2000 and 2002. Definitely FSX. You had spot view, tower view, flyby view, runway view, nearest airport view. So it's been in the series of simulators, you know, and I can live, I mean, a tower view and flyby would be optimum. If we just give us a flyby view, that would be, I'd be okay with that too. Were you able to get your tiller working? A-Rod, it works. However, the airplane does not steer with the tiller axis. And somebody in the chat confirmed that it's a Microsoft issue. And I can actually help confirm that too, because I had the same issue in the SOB. So it's not just the AnyBuilds 330. It's if you're trying to use a separate tiller axis, that axis is not registering to move the airplane. So as of right now, it does not work. But if you want to know, the pedal disconnect is a native binding now, which is awesome, and it's set steer full limit or something. Set nose wheel steering to limit. If that's the binding you want to use for pedal disconnect, if you have a tiller over here. By the way, if you are interested in the tiller, anything that you see here on the channel, the links are in the description. Right now there is a sale going on for the Cat 3 design tiller. Use code STEER24. Get yourself about $60 off your order. I've been rocking this tiller for 4 years now. It's been absolutely great. They just came out with version 3 pre-calibrated tiller. It's great. It's an awesome piece of hardware. Highly recommend it if you're looking to up your experience. And I can tell you, definitely being spoiled now, having to steer this airplane on the ground with rudder pedals is a huge immersion killer. Huge. If you fly on a jet with a tiller, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And once you go with the tiller, you realize, man, this. You actually feel like you're doing something big. You know, you're in a big airplane. You're doing big things, moving around the ground on a tiller. When you use your rudder pedals, it's kind of, That's a 172 stow. And I confirmed DFW is fixed. Really? A-Rod, are you sure? If it is, maybe we'll pay a visit to DFW here in a little bit. Mr. Ramos says, yeah, I confirm we did have a flyby during the sim. Yeah, I remember spot view. I mean, as a matter of fact, what was like nearest airport view? The amount of times I had a PC crash when I accidentally hit airport view and my computer could barely handle FSX, and it would like try to load everything between the airplane and where I am, and the sim would crash. Hit the like button if that ever happened to you in FSX. Like you hit the wrong view key and then the whole world goes flat and it takes 10 minutes to load in where the camera was. Yep. Mr. Saturday says, one thing's for sure, the 330 is already miles better than the 330 Aerosoft one. Yes. No, this is, I'm very excited about this bird. I mean, here's what we got to think about, y'all. This is a default airplane in the sim now. Now, obviously, a third-party dev like AnyBuilds become first-party, but this is a default airplane in the sim, and the level of detail and simulation that we are seeing now in this airplane, and I also saw it in the 321neo. I didn't really see it in the Max. I'm not qualified to speak on the default Max, but AnyBuilds has done a phenomenal job at getting the systems. I didn't mean to click that. Working in these birds. I mean, I have little things. You know, we weren't really doing any tutorial type stuff today, but I go to flip the ignition start, you know, and you can see the bleed pressure building up here, the actuation of the gear and how slow they're operating. I've seen the triple indicators over here working when I'm applying the brakes. So there is a lot of simulation going on here, and we're getting this out of the default airplane, which is awesome. It's absolutely awesome to see, and I'm very excited about it. And like I said, it gets me even more excited for the 350 because they set a standard when they first released the A300, and they've definitely not gone backwards. All right, they've pretty much been very consistent. You know what to expect with AnyBuilds, good modeling, good systems. The sounds are one area where I think have been inconsistent for the AnyBuilds aircraft, going back to the A300. I remember or even the A310 first came out, sounds were phenomenal. An update happens, sounds get messed up. Update comes out, sounds are fixed. Update happens, sounds are kind of messed up. You know, it's kind of inconsistent. sounds, and I feel like there's some inconsistency. I feel like I'm missing something here. That engine start, we should have heard something, right? So, you know, this is day 2 of the sim being released. I'm sure there's patches going to be put out and stuff is going to get fixed, and just like any sim, y'all, I mean, it's going to take some time for it to really get up to our quote-unquote standard of 2024. Look at this. That's been out for 4 years. Look at this view. That is the color palette I was chasing. Back in the day, aircraft like this definitely be payware. Absolutely. This is better than some payware aircraft you have in X-Plane right now. Tell them don't touch the sounds on engine spool up. Sounds were spot on. I'm not telling them. I'm not telling them to touch the spool up. I'm not even telling them to change the sound. I just don't know. Like I don't remember the last time I heard a 330 start up in real life. So it just seemed a little quieter than what I would expect. I hate to wake up the X-Plane fanboys, but with better physics in this sim, X-Plane is going to die down pretty quick now. Fighterer, it's we got. Those are fighting words, but I'm just going to leave it at that. I saw that, Shakovic. Free, yet still better than Aerosoft. Absolutely. Absolutely better than Aerosoft. Are you kidding me? I got PMDG to work in the sim, but if you active pause, it will break. We don't want to do that. I have disabled AI traffic. Yes, I shut off all the traffic. I shut off all the traffic on the ground vehicles and all that stuff. I don't need that nonsense. Got a little bit of yawing motion again here. You see that? I don't know, is that my rudder pedals doing that? Am I like, is there like a... I want to see the axes working in the settings because I feel like I might have... I don't know if there's noise in my rudders or what. Max ranks, are the figs good enough to fly helicopters? Max, I haven't tried a helicopter at all yet. TBD. That's a good analogy, Lauren. Captain Sim is Madden. One of the best in the business. Now a laughable joke of garbage fire. Yeah, I agree. Mr. Doodoo floating in the toilet is better than Airsoft. Yeah, that whole 330 from Aerosoft scenario was pretty insane. Like, you see how my rudder... You see that? That's me. That's me doing that, I guess. Or like I barely touched my rudder pedal and it like jerked. Might have to do a calibration down there. Might have to do a calibration. All right, we're leveling 390. We'll go ahead. We don't need these anymore. They could have turned those off a long time ago. We'll get the seatbelt sign off. You're now free to move about the cabin. That's not me. I'm not touching them. Or is it me? I don't know. I really don't know. It seems like that movement seems like it's a rudder pedal thing. Oh, just amazing. Sam, the wipers, do the wipers work? I don't know. It's not raining. I'm not going to turn them on a dry windshield, and we're above the wiper speed. Alan Maximus. Thank you for the 5 gift memberships, man. Appreciate that. If you pick up a membership from Alan Maximus, make sure you shout him out and say thank you. The pedals are not sounding again. Yeah, Mr. Saturday. Yeah, that's... So I have a bad habit of resting my feet on the pedals, and yeah, you see that? It's twitching. I'm going to just not touch anything down there. I'm not going to touch them at all. That sky looks great, though, doesn't it? Or that outwing view. Some people like these views. Are you a window view or no window view? I think the window just adds that immersion. Like, I mean, I like this look. Let me come in a little bit closer. Like, I mean, I like that. That looks cool. I like seeing the engine in the spinner. But there's something to be said about having, and I can't quite get it, the angle of the 330. I mean, maybe right there is about as good as I can do without clipping through the glass. Like there. Yeah, it depends on the quality of the frame. That looks like, I think we're going to save that one. That's going to be the new right side. I'm going to save that one. That's the new view right there. That's the juice shot right there. Goodness me, look at that. That looks so good, man. The plastic, the window frame looks good here. AnyBuild's got a good window frame. Matter of fact, AnyBuilds had one of the best window frames in X-Plane when they first came out for X-Plane. That looks great. Reflections look good. This it looks like 2020 with Rex Atmos. Mr. Martini, we're at 390. 390. Open the cabin door. We could do. You want to do a cabin tour? Let's do a little cabin tour. So that view is saved. We'll leave our duty station here. It looks like the rudder pedal's moved again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Beautiful cockpit here as always. I don't see Fly Navy's T-shirt in here though. So that's because we got ladies around. All right, let's go ahead and take a peek in the cabin. Got a couple coffee pots. Hey, stepping into first class. Feel like we need Fergie. First class. Up in the sky. We got a little placard here. What's that say? Life vest under your seat. Fasten seatbelt while seated. Abruce su cintron. Something like that. Alright, look. So those lie flats? I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it. Did you set a small dead zone? No, I probably will have to, Chaos. The thing is, I can't see. Like with Microsoft, when I go to the settings, I can't see my axes moving at all. So I have no idea what's actually happening. It's just free. It's just like a locked curve. So I can adjust the curve. I could set dead zones, but I can't change. I don't want to. I can't change it live. You know what I mean? I know, Gus. I know it. Pretty standard cabin here. Some more lavatories. Anybody in there? No, can't get in the lavatory area. You know, this is the 200. That's not that long. How many rows we got? 34. Yeah, I mean it's. Probably should take the 300 out next. See the difference. Aft galley. Much nicer. A little bit more space. Don't click on the door, I guess. I won't do that. Walk up the left. We get a little window view here. Ooh. That's real life right there. Microsoft has zero incentive to make the control mapping UI because they have us locked in. No one is converting back to X-Plane. They're going to kill off 2020 support in a year or two. Yep. I would agree. No, the lab is not studied. In real life, do you use a tiller or use rudders? Do you use the tiller in real life, JetBlue 382? Now, you can use the rudders up to a certain degree and up to a certain ground speed. So it's not quite a linear decrease, but the rudders, you can take a high-speed exit off the runway with the rudder pedals. But doing a 90-degree turn, it's going to be a challenge. You could probably do it with differential thrust and really holding the brake. But it's not going to be something you want to do on an average day. So, yeah, you can take a 45 high speed. You can maintain runway center line. That's what you use. You take your hand off the tiller when you line up on the runway. You use the rudder pedals. Yeah, all steering on the ground is done by the tiller in a normal scenario. Why isn't it populated with passengers? I don't have any passengers. I don't know. GSX? I don't have GSX on. GSX is dead to me. Stretch dot. Yeah, we have a stretch dot right here. Immersion broken. You're right. Now let's walk back up here. Linear. Do I have plans to take the Beluga out? You know, we had a lot of fun in the Beluga when it first hit X-Plane. We might take it out at one point. Probably not today, though. I got a lot going on. I was going to stream tomorrow, but I can't tomorrow. I got something. My buddy wants to go fishing tomorrow, so I will not be able to do any fishing tomorrow or streaming tomorrow. Legit, the first crash I ever had in 24 was because of GSX crashing, says Thomas Ray. Yeah, no thank you. Where can you buy a nice tiller? Go to cat3design.com. Use my code STEER24. You get the plus version. It has a hat switch on the bottom side. And that hat switch you can use to bind views as well. That's what I've done as well. So the hat switch is not there in real life, but it really helps for simming because it gives you an additional 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. So for views and stuff, which I really like on the tiller. They also have Boeing tillers available if you want the Boeing tiller. But I know Nobi over at Cat3. He's a great dude. He's actually on the 777 right now. He was from Australia originally, and during COVID, they shut down flying. He picked up tiller production and flight sim, and he's, long story short, he's moved to the U.S. now, and there's the shipping for U.S. customers is either reduced or free. I can't remember. But STEER24 is the code if you're interested. I woke up this morning with snow on the ground. I can't have that. I'm allergic to snow. Oh no. Where? Mr. Becky, this is the I&I Builds A330. Can you sit in a center seat? You want to sit in a center seat? Gross. All right, let's do that. Right here. Let's enjoy our flight to Detroit. My mouse is unbelievably sensitive. Yes, somebody said, Bank Angle Chat Medi did, he said you need to adjust the setting called look speed / momentum. Free look speed / momentum. So I'm going to have to play with that setting because, yes, when I do my free look with the mouse, it's very, very sensitive. I have to be very careful. This is kind of crazy that this is just hanging here. What if this fell down, like the Cowboys roof, Cowboys Stadium? Like, chaka, take out a couple legs there. Doesn't look very safe. Oop, my bindings are backwards from 2020. A little wing shot there. Do you know how to change the sensitivity of rudder pedals? It's going to be, you have to click on the little icon next to the binding, but you won't be able to see what you're actually changing because it's bugged out for some reason. Fell down like the Cowboys fans after all the disappointment. What's up, Sam? It won't hurt if it falls. Don't tell that to Miss Karen and sue the airline. You can do it from camera toolbar, no need to go to settings. Free look speed and momentum. Oh. So what is a good setting? Let's half it, 25, or let's do 30. We won't quite half it. I got to see what I had in. Oh, it still seems pretty quick. Oh no, that seems better. I'll have to see. Turn momentum off. Free look momentum off. All right. Oh, is that because? Yes. All right. Okay. There we go. We have it fixed. Thank you, Captain Medi. I appreciate that. Captain Medi doing big things here on the channel. All right, let's go back to the cockpit. Rudder pedal. No, you know what it is? You know what it is? We have a conflicting binding with my views. I guarantee you. We have to go to settings real quick. I think that's what it is. Controls, keyboard, search by input. Yep. There it is. There it is. We need to get rid of that. Num 0, rudder yaw left. That's my view. See, I want to just change the profile I have now. I don't know. I don't understand this. I just wanted to change the profile that I have. Okay, so num 0, slew pitch down. Slew pitch? Oh, we'll leave slew on. That's fine. Load 0. Okay, good. Search by input. Oh, that's not good. Search by input. Load elevator, trim nose up. Get rid of you. Are you serious? Aileron trim. Jeez. Center. My gosh. Slew access will keep you. Aileron roll right, get rid of you. Load 6. Why is that even on there by default? 8. Elevator down, pitch down, no. Num 9. Slew roll 9. Interact num 9, we'll get rid of you. Alright. That's what it was. Whoever did the default key bindings is sadist, agreed. The key binding saved per aircraft? I don't know. I don't get it, man. They need to release a 500-page manual on how to bind your freaking airplane. It's stupid. Because like I just wanted to change that profile. Like what's the difference between airplane and simulator keyboard? Like ridiculous. I'd like to know. I'd like to speak with whoever designed the user interface because they were going in the right direction. It's snappier and quicker. That's the only plus side. You're modifying the airplane versus general movement. Why do I have to modify general movement in a simulator? The triple profiles confuse the hell out of you, Waffle. Yeah. What do I think about the Lear? I like the Lear. Control C opens the controls menu so you don't have to pause. Oh, really? Okay. There's a general profile and an aircraft profile. It's there on the bottom left. Why do I have a general and an aircraft profile? I shouldn't have a general profile and an aircraft profile. I should have a profile for the aircraft. Done. Save it, copy it to another one. Save it, copy it to another one. I shouldn't have to load multiple profile. Like, yeah. DCS did it like you bind per aircraft. You select that aircraft and then you bring up the profile for that aircraft. How to set outside view? Toggle external cockpit. External cockpit view toggle is what I have down. It's like a hierarchy. Oh, great. Just like bottom down controlling for VATSIM, or top down, whatever the hell they call it. General profile on top, then specific for controls, then more specific for aircraft. Way more. Yeah, that is asinine. Like I understand that part of it being that's absolutely ridiculous. You need one profile for the aircraft. If you load into another aircraft, it'll be say, hey, do you want to use the same profile? This is how I would design it. I would say you have one profile for the aircraft, you load it up, boom, done. You load into another aircraft that says, do you want to use the profile that you had for this airplane, or do you want to start fresh? Hit start fresh, you have completely zero bindings bound. You bind what you want to bind. The only upgrade in terms of complexity is the settings. Wait, didn't X-Plane have individual? Yes, Sam, I can't believe I'm going to say it. The way X-Plane does it is probably the best. Yeah, the way X-Plane does it, yes. Aaron says, I love that. It's the override pattern. It means you can change all general key bindings in one profile and then override one or two odd ones per specific aircraft. Makes no sense. No. I half understand what they're trying to do, but the way DCS does it, saying it's like DCS, it's not like DCS. DCS lays it out where you can actually understand what you're doing. You select F-14 Tomcat, F-14 Tomcat Rio, and you can load a profile for each piece of hardware. That is completely different than what we're dealing with here. This is actually, the way to do it would be like X-Plane. And the drop-down menus in X-Plane were fantastic, but you can't have drop-down menus for console players. Can I go to drone cam? No, I can't go to drone cam for some reason. Use spot cam. Here's another thing that's kind of interesting. When I have like my volume, my sound mixer up, I've got like 4 different MSFS 2024s in the same volume mixer on Windows. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I don't know if I can't really do the sound. I don't really like the sound up front. Yeah, there's a ton of sound inputs from the game. Yeah, it's weird. Center of camera has been fixed. I don't know what you mean. Barrel key works if you use default. If you use default Microsoft 2020 bindings, it'll work. I don't like the outside view. I don't know why I can't go to. So if I go to showcase cam. But now I can't move my. I can't rotate my camera around in showcase cam. Whoa! Alright, let's just stop messing with it. You said if you hit left control C, it brings up the controls config? I'm not pulling it up for me. What was that skydive view? I don't know. I have no idea. I hit F. Pat, I know. We're still chugging along, man. We're still chugging along. Look at that view. I thought left click the controller icon. Oh, I gotcha. Oh my gosh. This is what we've come to. Flight simulation at its finest, and we're staring at an Xbox controller for control configs. Let's see. So but see, here's the thing. I have no specific 330 controls for keyboard. And you know what else is frustrating is when you create a new profile, you have to like backspace all of it. It doesn't highlight. I don't get it. The specific ones would override any settings from above. But why would you? But I don't know. No. Nope. It's still dumb. Still dumb. The menu is like a high school group project gone awry. These high-level clouds, yeah, though, they do look good. Look at that. I mean, and you can see low-level down there over the lake. This looks pretty good. Classic top-down approach. Giorgio, I haven't tried it yet. I was going to try it later this evening, but I've got some stuff to do. I got to go get a haircut. I got a couple other things I need to take care of. We'll see. I really want to, though. I like King Airs. Mr. Coffee, thank you so much, man. I just stopped in to say that we're all counting on you, and good luck. I appreciate the $5 super chat, man. Aaron says, you want G to lower the gear on every plane, right? No, I don't. But in some planes, maybe they have 2 gears. Hypothetically, work with me here, so you want to bind different keys for that. No, I don't want that at all. I want my Honeycomb Bravo to be bound as gear up, gear down. And if I change that, I want it to ask me, do you want to create a new profile off your last profile? Sure. I don't want G on every single airplane, because what if I'm flying a helicopter? What if I'm flying a Cessna 172 with no retractable landing gear? Terrible example, Ron. You're not going to convince me. Nobody is going to convince me that this is a good method here. Now, I said I like the snappiness. This is the problem here. And why is it called my new general airplanes profile by default? Can we just say default 1? Specific 330 Rolls-Royce controls. But I can't even make a specific 330 Rolls-Royce control. Duplicate? What am I duplicating? I don't even have one. I have none. Apply what to all aircraft? I have none under specific controls. I don't get it. Don't get it. Dumb. Taking my wife on a 38-hour overnight in Boston. Nice. Her first time flying with me. She asked if she should bring a helmet. Any tips or tricks? You're not going on the 20th next month, are you? Any tips or tricks? I don't know, but that Boston's a good one, man. Have fun. That ought to be a good good overnight, Catco. Catco, did you get 2024? Are we seeing contrails get created? Yes, we are, right here. Well, like, the inside looks like there's a light on in the engines there. That might just be the... Now, I gotta say, this is midday flying, and I like it. I never liked midday flying in 2020. Yeah, the intake, that N1 there looks weird on the outside view. Inside view looks pretty good. I don't know if that's just something with frame generation maybe that's causing that, but from the inside it doesn't look bad. Nice little wing flex though. Yeah, but it's probably that frame gen. All right, we're getting close to TOD. I'm vibing with this GoPro view. That is fantastic, though. Just look at that. Now, those contrails look like we're leaking some fuel out of the back. They look too close. They're too narrow. I don't have enough characters here to explain the system properly. We'll talk about it off stream. You're not going to convince me, man. You're not going to convince me, AA Ron. That ain't happening. Why would I want to keep... Why do you need... Listen. I have one airplane that I fly. I bind up all of my controls for one airplane, right? I bind my throttle, my rudders, my yoke. All right. I want to fly another airplane. What do I need to do? I need to bind my throttles, my rudder, and my yoke. Why do I need 3 tiers of bindings? You don't need 3 tiers of bindings. You need one binding for one airplane. And you should be able to copy and paste it. So, like, this is how it should be. I have one tier. I have my throttle, yoke, and rudders bound. Cool. Copy that. I've copied that profile. I want to fly another airplane. Okay, copy from A320 to 737. All right, but my 737 throttle I need to recalibrate. Okay, so now I go to my throttle settings. I rebind my throttles to be like 737. Done. Save as 737 profile. Now I have a 320 profile, and I have a 737 profile. Cool. I don't have a 3-tier justice system. I have 1 tier for each airplane. Copy and paste. Aaron's still going. Because you want to update one keybind and have it apply to all profiles, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to update? That's like me saying, okay, Aaron, I've got 50 airplanes that I've all bound up, right? They're all beautifully bound. I have specific bindings for every single airplane. I've got my F key for my left landing light, my G key for my right landing light, whatever. G key is a bad example. Why on earth would I want to change? Oh, I'm flying the Cessna 182 Skyline today. I need to change my mixture setting on this specific airplane because I don't want to have, I don't have a constant speed prop on everything else. But then it changes it on everything else. Why would I want to change every other airplane in the sim because I'm changing one thing on one airplane. Makes no sense. That is an unnecessary step of complexity. How's the 330 compared to the 300? Luke, I mean, that's a tough... I mean, it's same standard. I mean, their 300s works great. So, I mean, I kind of want to say the modeling is even a little bit better, but I don't know, man. The 300 is still really good. I will say this. I think this wing looks better. This wing looks better than the A300 wing. All right, TOD, we're about to start down. Chat, let's go ahead and set... nope, not heading. Let's go ahead and set altitude. Let's set 240. We'll step down into the weather down here. We'll check destination data. I know. We'll go here. We'll go next phase. Next phase. I think we can pull the weather out from here. Detroit weather, 4 miles rain, mist, 2963. Temperature is 8. And 270 at 10. All right, we got to find the ILS Zulu. Where are these Lido charts y'all are talking about? Save charts, clip charts. See, like, why did I just go outside? Don't want that. TD reach. Down we go. Manage descent. Tom H, thanks for the $5 super chat. Microsoft said if you keep complaining, we'll send you back in the queue. Man, Tom H, I appreciate you. Thank you, man, for the $5 super chat. The Simmons Lido charts, yeah. I'm trying to figure out where these charts are. Ah, is this it? Approaches ILS 22 right, Zulu localizer. How do I see it? Oh, my eyes. Goodness me. I feel bad for anybody that has to use frickin' Lido charts. What on earth? Oh my gosh. What a mess. Let's see if I can find the localizer frequency. ILS Zulu 111.95. Alright, we need the minimums. Cat 1. I think that's 200, 1800, 850. What? Is it 850? I literally don't know which ones the minimums are. Touchdown zone, 642 feet. So this has got to be the minimum. It's got to be 850 by process of elimination for Cat C and D. 850 in the barrel. $850. We'll get our LS push buttons on. Constraint mode, constraint mode. We'll keep going down. Let's just go ahead and set 1/4. Let's go straight down to 10,000 feet. We're getting a little bit behind. See if we get a little speed brake actiones here. Bring up the sim sounds. Lucas, thanks for the 2. Hey, I got a few minutes of playtime. It's ugly, ugly. Oh no. You having issues? Having flashbacks to my regional days. Oh man, lucky for me, we had to jet charts even at my regionals. You saw something even worse, Lauren? Eesh. I gotta say that I like, this is actually a plus. If we could put our Navigraph charts in here, this is actually a good thing because I like it just, boom, tab. It reminds me of the old school, what did we have in X-Plane? The Navitab, Avitab, Navtab, whatever that thing was. This reminds me of that. I like this. This is a good upgrade, but we need to get our Navigraph subscription in here. If we can do that, that would be awesome. And I kind of like this as an option, this whole EFB flight planning, because when we start doing some GA stuff, like I think it'd be fun to do some excuse me, got the hiccups again. The King Air stuff and being able to do a proper flight plan together, like we're living the old freight dog days, and here's the keys to the airplane, go get the job done. So I think that iPad situation is pretty good. Yeah, spoilers are up. I'm trying to descend down a little bit faster here, get caught up to this profile. Here it comes. 330 is inherently slippery. Cloud icing, does it work? I'm not sure. I have not seen any visual icing yet in any of our flights. I wonder if the software know that don't fix it if it ain't broken theory. No, that's unknown. But look at that. That's 2020 with Rex Atmos right there. I like it. Looks good. You can use the Windows Navigraph app to stay on top. No, yeah, but that's down Team Vodka. I don't like having another Windows because then I got to do another source through Streamlabs, and it's fine. Look, I complain about very specific things because I stream all the time. If I didn't stream, I wouldn't complain about half the things because I could use a second monitor for freaking Sky Vector, Navigraph app, all that stuff up on there. But just for quick use of access, boom, tab key in the sim, native, cool. I like it, just like AviTab. But yeah, if I didn't stream, I have a second monitor. Yeah, you put all that stuff on a second monitor. It's not a big deal at all. I think we're going to be a little bit high over this profile here. We got Tinders. Crossing Tinder between 23 and 21 at 280 knots. Let's see about that. We'll see if that happens. We got our speed brakes out. Down we go. Volumetric zero viz should be spicy. Ooh, yeah, it should be. Things seems much better today, Will, or Phil. Nice. The pad is great for VR, so we can have the pad instead of all the windows in 2020. Yeah, Will, I could see for VR users as well. All right, let's see. We are descending down. It's minus 38. We're going through some visual moisture. We'll get the engine anti-ice on. Trying to meet our 280. We're on speed. We're on profile now. We're just a hair fast. We'll keep them cracked. Miss V1 in the house. Yeah, it's working right now. No rage quit yet. Are you leaving the house? Are you bringing food? You want to go to lunch? Let's go to lunch. I'm dying. I haven't ate in 36 hours, so it's time to eat. Do my little 24, 36 hour fast and then get all reset here. I fell off the deep end. I was too many cafe con leches, pumpkin spice lattes. Had to reset the old palate here. Baby's napping, but I'll bring food after he's up. All right. Well, we might be done before he wakes up. We'll see. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. RadNav. I'm sorry. Fix info. This took Flight Factor 84 years to implement. And is it not implemented? No, I think it is. Nope, not implemented. It's implemented, but it's not drawing the line, the circle. That might be a bug. Let's try a different fix. Let's try, we're coming up on Frel. Oh, I'm sorry, that was MSP. Standby, standby, standby. I meant to put Detroit. Standby. Ah, it is working. It's implementing. Look at that. Look at that. That took Flight Factor 84 years to implement. And it's just working on a default airplane. A nifty little feature. Don't really need it as much. Well, we don't really need it on this particular flight. But it is a handy tool to have, especially if you start flying these suckers on networks. So, absolutely. Absolutely. Just joined. What are your thoughts on the 330? Brian Valdez, you know what? As of right now, this has been a very enjoyable flight. My only comments are really the sounds. I don't know if half the sounds are stuck in the streaming cloud or if maybe they need to be tweaked on the audio levels. But other than that, this airplane has been very enjoyable to fly. I've really enjoyed this flight. Ian Gonzalez, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. Appreciate it. Off topic, but I have a silly little dream of flying for American someday, and the time has come to look for a school. I've been eyeing ATP. Want to ask if any fast track schools. I'll always tell you to say what I tell everybody else, man. Just get your ratings as fast as you can get them. Nobody cares anymore where you get them from. But just be leery. I mean, ATP, it is a puppy mill. It is fast-paced. It's hardcore. So make sure you are fully prepared, and it's also expensive. But you will breeze through, or you will crush the timeline as far as getting your ratings. So there's nothing. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. But best of luck to you. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, Ian, and make sure you keep us posted of your progress, dude. And if you want to go for American specifically, I don't know if ATP has some, but I know there's some other like schools that have partnerships with Envoy Air, which then have a flow program to American as well. So look for flight schools that have a flow program, quote unquote, or some type of guaranteed job at Envoy to get you in the pipeline if you want to go that route. AJ Funari gifting the 10 gifted memberships, my man. Appreciate you. Thank you, AJ. Trying to get Miss V1 a membership. Did it work? I don't think so. Nope. Tried. I think it's disabled on her end. Who knows? Maybe she did it. Sneaky business strategy there. Slow. Yeah, the clouds do look great, man. Question: I spoke to a few pilots over here in Ireland. Many of them have told me that as long as you get C grades, just have a good chance of somebody with A's. Is true in the U.S. I'll tell you right now, nobody cares what you get in school, as long as you pass. Now, that could change in the, but look at that view with the shadow of that cloud back there. Look at that, the sun coming through over there. Yeah, just pass. Don't have any failures. That's all you need to worry about. Mr. Rainbow loves coffee. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for the 5 gifted memberships as well. It definitely rigged. I think it's definitely rigged, Mr. Rainbow loves coffee. I appreciate the support, though. We're trying to get Miss V1 in the club, but it didn't work. There are no sound settings in the EFB. Is this the same weather radar we have in 2020? It looks very similar. All right, Magic Barrel Ref 2966. 2966 is set. 17.3 for 10,000. We're on profile. We're looking good, chat. We're looking good. Rigged like the Kansas City Chiefs game. Probably mentioned the grades thing because in Ireland, most of the EU grades matter in leaving certificates for what you're able to do career like, but in EU they value it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they do in the EU. It's a completely different ball game out there. I mean, you can go fly with 250 hours, so I don't know what, I have no knowledge of the EU way of doing things. But in the States, man, there's no airline recruiter looking up your high school grades to see what you got in high school. They're going to look at your check rides. They're going to see your failures on your check rides. They're going to see if you had any disciplinary actions at your previous employer, et cetera, et cetera. They'll probably look at a GPA, your GPA in college. So, I mean, you don't want to bomb, but you don't want to go into it either with the mentality of scraping the bottom. Go into it, do the best you can. You know, don't go in with the attitude of I just need a pass. AJ's about to piss off a whole lot of KC fans. Rigged, I tell you. I tell you what, though, I think the Motor City Dan Campbells are going to take out any Kansas City Chiefs along the way this year. Jaffo, so far, this flight has been pretty enjoyable, man. That's what we aim to do today. We just try to get back to our roots of doing a nice A to B flight here. We get our bindings set up. Pretty impressive cloud formations here on our descent, I will say that. My cause for hope so far was your San Diego approaching the max. Scotty too, yes sir. Now this will be my first like legitimate attempt at landing this airplane, so we'll see how the flight model feels. Cross Lions at or above 5,000. Where's Lions? Is that on our fix? Is that on there? I don't think we have Lions. I'm about to do my pre-solo check ride on Saturday, and I'm 15, but I can't solo for 6 months because you have to be 16. Yes, sir. I know that well, Shakovic. Basically, I have my PPL time I can do solo. That's awesome, man. Very, very cool, Shakovic. Keep working hard, man. Keep working hard and don't stop. That's the way to do it. Oh, it's on the 3 right ILS. 2-2 right that's the normal one, right, Lauren? 2-2 right, Zulu, Loke. Any GA flying today? That's what everyone was excited about. I have a stream set up slow. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it. Or I may have to move it later. So I got to go eat. I got to get my hair cut. I got to take care of some other things. And then I'll see how much time I have left. So I have it scheduled for 5 Central King Air Ops. I may have to move that, though. So why does one wing look more flexed than the other? Is that me? I swear this wing looks more flexed than the other wing. Do you see that? Only the left wing flexes? It's a bug. I love it. We're going to select 250K knots. Hey, does anybody have any FCUs working with this? 250K knots selected. We're going to go perf, activate approach phase. Beautiful. Let's do an open descent. We'll go altitude. Let's go ahead and select 5,000. We'll do an open descent down to 5. We'll get our Chinese speed brakes out. Actually, I don't know if they're Chinese on the 330. Do we have Chinese speed brakes on this? Nope, they're all inboard. Ooh, I'm seeing some ice form on the wings. So let's go ahead and turn on the wing anti-ice. And look, see a little bit of ice there. Very cool. Aiden, there's 4 liveries on the INI Manager. 2 Deltas, 2 Air Fungus, a DHL, and a Cutter? I think there's one more. Maybe there's 5 or 6 liveries. Mini FCU is in the 5th tier of bindings. That's right. We're going to have to go 5 tiers for Mini FCU. How do you change camera views? I bound them. That's no... Yeah, it's all bound up. How do you get to close the window? Probably the same way you open the window. Turn back on real turbulence again because the yaw issue's fixed. I don't want to go back into settings mode, man. But I'll put it back to medium or something. I'll put it back to medium after the flight. The whole pausing thing of the zoom out and all that stuff. Nothing, look, it locks you in. Is the right mouse click bug still a thing? Chris Stuper? I don't know. I want to say yes. I want to say yes. All right, let's get our cams up online. We do have our Moza AB9 Base here with the FSprojects side stick. This will be our first real landing with it. See how she handles. We're at 10,000 feet, descending to 5. We'll keep going. Valley's at 6, but we'll just keep coming down to 5. Oh, look at this. Look at this view here. Did you zoom out of the cockpit when you initially loaded in? Ben Calhoun, Shift C is if you're trying to get out of the walk-around mode. Shift C. Don't forget the lack of add-ons suggests to change the mouse interactions to legacy, not lock. Okay, good idea, Phil. Features being stuck in the cloud will be a meme for the rest of our lives. Yes. Our landing lights on the max flight we did. We lost our landing lights and never downloaded from the cloud. What are your thoughts about the new sim? TBD. TBD. Mr. Rainbow loves coffee. Thanks for another 5 gifted memberships. Miss V1 settings are fixed, so she's trying to get. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Rainbow. Appreciate the 5 gifted memberships. Maybe it's best she stays a non-member. Or maybe she should just stop freeloading. You know what? Maybe she should stop freeloading and just join the channel. Yeah, stop freeloading. You sell books. I'd be banging. What's up, man? Good to see you. I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you. Javier, yeah, I like these clouds. Look at this cloud surfing action going in here to the clouds. Now, what I would like to see happen is, you know, when you're on an airplane, you have real thick clouds outside here and you see the wingtip disappear. I want to see that. I want to see like volumetric clouds around the airplane where the wingtip disappears because you're in such a thick cloud. V1 membership downloading in the cloud. Canadian, thanks for the gifted membership, man. Appreciate you. It's Mrs. V1, not Miss. You're right. Listen, I haven't eaten 36 hours, man. It's catching up to me. Catching up to me. All right, let's continue our descent straight down. I'll tell you, let's go straight down to 3, see if we can punch out of the bottom of this cloud here. Let's see if we can shoot a line. So we're going to select heading. Let's see. I believe there should be a disco here, but we'll go Nugent 160 in. That's not right. Direct Nugent. Radial inbound. Let's see. What is the... It's 215, so 035. That looks better. 035. Select heading. Shooting a line works. We're entering the rain. Delta 357 heavy. Turn a right, heading 130. Vectors ILS. Zulu 22 right approach. Right turn 130. Delta 357 heavy. We have to pass. Oh, weather radar is working. Yeah, yep. We got proper weather radar, and actually looks like they're flying through. And it seems to be, you know, the red has actually been pretty accurate, especially when we broke out.
2,500.
Radio altimeter alive. As soon as we hit 3,000, we're gonna rip this speed back. Come right back to 180. 180, stop spooling up. Delta 357, turn right heading 170, maintain 3,000 till established, cleared ILS, run 22 right approach. 170, heading 3,000 till established, Delta 357 heavy. Alright, approach AP2. Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1+2, glide slope blue, alope blue. Well, that might be a pretty good vector there, Lauren. Look at that. And be VFE next flaps 1. Now, is this like the 320 where you get trailing edge flaps or just slats in flight? Curious. Oh, it needs to be 30 or less, so 190 heading? Oh. That's right, we're Delta. We can do some of that pilot stuff. Flaps 2. I feel like my sim sounds got quieter.
Delta 357, make intercept heading 190. Say winds aloft.
Roger, 190, intercept heading, winds aloft, 201 at 293 at 24 knots, light chop. All right, we're locked in here, 180, we're flaps 2. Lokestar. Double check here. VAP 129 checks. Should we try to auto land it? I kind of want to feel it, but I don't. Kind of almost want to see what it would do on auto land now. A biblically accurate representation of Delta pilots. Don't. Yeah. Come on, guys. Get some. Hey, if you like hearing Delta 357 heavy impressions, hit that like button for me, please. 1,600 viewers, only 500 likes. Guys, a little light today. Little light on the light buttons. Light chop for the like button. I do like this. Look at these little details here. I like this. You see how we can see the illumination behind the switch here, or like the paint essentially is rubbed off, and you can see that this whole knob lights up. That's very cool. That's a small detail, but looks very, very realistic. .30-knot crosswind here. We might be outside the crosswind limitation. What happened to my airplane? Why is it so dirty? Wait, is that like an effect going over the wing there? Or are we loading textures from the cloud? Why did my airplane turn gray? I don't know. Glide slope's alive. Did I fly through? It looks like we flew through volcanic ash. Why is the wiper lit up? It's not. It's just all the paint came off. It's chrome. This might be a time to test our crosswind physics. I'll tell you what. Let's go out to brakes low, so we got a heavy crosswind. Glide slope start growing altitude set will maintain 3,000. I'm going to start managing descent a little bit early because this plane takes a while to slow down. Gear down. Speed brake armed. Oh, I need the recorder. No. Upstream. My recording's on. Flaps full, landing checklist. I guess the Detroit River caught fire like the Cayuga does in Cleveland. Look how much slower this bird takes to slow down. That's crazy. Cabin signs on. We'll kill the wing ice now for go-around performance. Wow, all right, let's see what the crosswind physics are like. Autopiloto off. Cat 1. We'll leave the auto thrust on.
1,000.
1,000 feet stable, clear to land. Pitching up on me there. It's almost like the... Jeez.
500.
Apologize to everybody behind me on this localizer. I'm going to get my wake because I'm a half dot high. I can really, that's interesting. It almost feels like I can feel a pitch up movement when
100 above.
the thrust was in there.
200.
Oh, a few little stutters there. Holy crosswind. This is going to be spicy, chat.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
No reverse. I guess reverse is not working. No reverse. Yeah. Decel. My spinal. Look at the rudders, man. They're so sensitive. I don't know why reverse doesn't work. I had this issue in the 321 Neo as well. Yeah. And it's calibrated. Oh, we stopped on the runway. Needs some see, look, open throttle settings, look, reverse, it's all calibrated properly. It just doesn't trigger into reverse. I don't know why. Yeah, I noticed that in the 321. Look how, I mean, I wish you could see me move my feet. I just barely move my feet in the airplane moves. That's a sensitivity issue. I don't think the airplane blew into the window, which is good. It didn't feel terrible. It didn't feel terrible. And my sight picture, I'm not sure, you know, where the best sight picture is to land a 330 either. I think I flared too early. Reset calibration, I did that twice. But I mean, look, watch, that's like not even an inch of movement. It's almost impossible to stay straight. Welcome to miserable Detroit. Alright, well, our first 20 knot crosswind's in the books. Diego, I mean, I would say the 330 is definitely pay-where quality. But is it on the same quality of the Fenix? No, it's not on the same quality as the Fenix. The Fenix has a little bit more going on, especially when you think about failures and such. But as far as just like this flight day to day, everything works great, man. Our box worked good. I mean, I can't even taxi straight on the taxiway here. It's a great airplane, man. I think I got to get used to flying it, landing it. No, it's real time, real weather, man. We're just on a pretty nasty weather situation here, under some real thick clouds. New Jersey is getting snow in the garbage. Yeah, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, though, unfortunately. I'm going to be out fishing. All right, we're just going to come over here. We're not even going to shut down because replay does work. So replay does work, even though it's a 2020 tool. It still works just fine with 2024. We'll be able to analyze the situation. Gosh, who made... I bet the guy that made the user interface is the same guy that designed the default terminal buildings. Like, I know it's default, but man. All right. Let's take a look. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild crosswind here. I'll get the flaps out. The sounds are really lacking, you know? Alright, we got our sound, we got our flaps out, flaps cool. Look at that crab, man. I had a little oscillation there. I couldn't, a little PIO, pilot-induced oscillation, just because my left wing was flexing. Look at that crab, though. Look at that crab. My goodness me. I think I worked it out too early. So left rudder. I mean, it didn't drift into the wind. So the localizer building? No, where's the localizer building at? Oh my word. Good thing that's not what they look like in real life, or Aero Sucra would be having some serious issues. I mean, it wasn't the smoothest landing, but we have, yeah, it's a step forward. Let's watch it in half speed here. I want to watch the control inputs. Yeah, I just decrabbed it too early. But in 2020, right here, in 2020, if you decrab, the airplane goes that way into the wind, which is completely unrealistic, which eliminates the need for right aileron. So this is actually better. This is the airplane looks like it's behaving. If anything, it stayed right on path. It didn't even blow to the left. So, you know, for a 20-knot direct crosswind, that actually is pretty good. You know, landing was okay. It was nothing to write home about there. It definitely could have been better with practice. You know, ideally you get that, you know, that upwind main comes down first and that strong crosswind. I'll take it. I mean, shoot. Landon, you want to see the gear pivot? Does it pivot, AJ? Oh, you mean on the front side? I don't think I didn't even need to pivot the gear, AJ, because look, well, maybe just a little bit. Does G's, I wonder if G's would work with this. You can see the touchdown mark. Almost looks like the trucks are pivoting just a hair. Let's try G's real quick. Out of curiosity. A 300. Yeah, I mean, that looked like a 300. All right. Ooh, that looks awful. Yeah, no gear compression. No gear compression there. All right. That's all she wrote. Oh. What's up with that? That's going to wrap it up for me, chat. I am done. We gave her a couple of... We tested this sim out here pretty good, I'd say, the last day or so. Trying to get the spoilers coming back down. We're going to get back into some GA flying. I think, you know, this airplane with a few updates, get that nose wheel steering fixed, get some sounds adjusted there, get the right wing flexing as well. It'll definitely help it out. It's progress. It's progress. I am actually, I won't say impressed, but I am encouraged by the crosswind that we saw there, the crosswind physics. It didn't do what 2020 does, which is absolutely terrible and incorrect. Oh my word. You can't deny the beauty of this, though. So, okay, that is wild. That's wildly awesome looking. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get something to eat. I got to thank you all for the support, the gifted memberships, the subs, the like button smashes. You guys are all awesome. It's been a wild couple of days here with the new sim. We'll let it bake for a couple of weeks probably. I'm going to say we'll probably stick to GA / turboprops / non-jet aircraft in this sim just for a little while. But I think we're moving the right direction with Microsoft. But it's promising. So I am encouraged. A400M cargo drop. Yeah, we'll have to do that too at some point. But until the next one, I'm going to aim for this evening. We'll see if it comes to fruition. Thank you all for the support. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'm the one. Soup.